Collective. You so groovy. I like to do these readings for you. I like connecting with my spirit guides. You know what I just thought of? Care Bears. I used to love watching the Care Bears. Wow, my lip is really like the same color as my face. Whatever, I don't care. I bought a new lip today. Yeah, I did. Anyway, hello collective. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. My name is Patience, your psychic intuitive host of Spirit News on Spotify, where we teach you about your non-physicalness, anything that you want to get deep diving into, gratitude, manifestation, how energy works. You're going to go over there. Here on YouTube, we do psychic collective reads for psychic development. And on our TikTok, we do our ascension process. And we're here with our very own spirit team. It's my spirit team, the Guild of the Golden Triangle, my loves of my life that have helped me get to this point. And we highly recommend that you try to get in contact with your guides as well, because everybody has their own guides, okay? So we have a new message, another Spirit Speaks. I've been loving these Spirit Speaks because it really, these are things for months that Spirit has been repeating over and over again. And I'm like, how can I figure out what they want me to know? Because it only says words, but consistently over the course of 3 months, these are the ones I've saved where they're just constantly saying certain names. And honestly, I might just do like just the names they bring up, because there's literally, I already have spirit verbs, okay? Spirit is here. Spirit's always here, but we're connected for sure. I've raised my frequency to meet them halfway so we can give the messages. I might need to put some chapstick on. This looks like dry as hell, unless this person's dry. I've been realizing that when people have a really heavy energy or a really unclear field, my mouth is so dry. It literally like inverts into itself. So let me get some lip gloss. Hold please. Hold please. Hold please. I got some songs too. Spirit sent me some songs. They sent me 3 songs for this Cheryl person to kind of get an idea of what we're dealing with. That's so much better. Okay, I'm sorry. There's a personal problem. Personal problem. Okay. So they sent me 3 songs. Thank you so much, Spirit. And don't make fun of me, but I can't help what they sent me. Okay, one of them was Crew Love by Drake, and I swear I didn't. I know I love Drake, but I swear I didn't choose it. And it was the first song of 3. And I didn't write all the lyrics down, but I did write the ones that stood out to me that Spirit kind of nudged me towards. And it's light-skinned chick from Poland, fake IDs in the trash, brain so poisoned, possibly a college dropout or a Harvard dropout or some kind of prestigious college, maybe. And then Drake said, sometimes I just do it just to do it like it's nothing. And he said, blow 50K on a vacation just to see all my soldiers' faces. And then I read, all it took was patience. And I was like, whoa. And got a lot of friends. So basically what I got from that was that this person could possibly be from a European country, for one. They could possibly party or look for underage people, maybe like, I don't know, it says fake IDs, so maybe like 18 and younger. Fake IDs in the trash. It said brain so poison, and they were talking about doing blow, I think. So just partying a lot, kind of feels like a midlife crisis. Not this song, but just pertaining to this energy. It kind of feels like a midlife crisis. Sometimes I just to do it, like it's nothing. Blow 50K on a vacation just to see the looks on all my soldiers' faces. All it took was patience. And I just thought it was weird of all songs that it would have my name in it. So I'm like, I don't know if I know a Cheryl. I can't remember if I know one. So I don't know, but they could be nothing. I mean, I just always find it funny when my name is in a song because my name is Patience and my name is never on anything. So I thought that was unique. And then, so that's describing to me some like midlife crisis of a college dropout that likes to, an older person that likes to have fun with younger people, possibly shows off for them, blows 50K, maybe not 50K, but a lot of money to like party with them and stuff to like, I don't know, fit in or something, okay? And then the second song was Hippie Sabotage Overdrive. And it says, please God, let me out. So sick of this lonely town. About to take a drive down south where the people never come around. I stepped into that night, but I went and crossed that line. Now I'm stuck in overdrive trying to make up for lost time. So it sounds like somebody who, again, in a midlife crisis may have took a spontaneous trip to get out of their their lonely town. Maybe they live in a small town that, they're just sick of the people there. Maybe they don't get along with the people, or maybe they're going through something. And they take a drive down south, which is funny because in the Drake song, it said blow 50K on a vacation. So maybe they took a random vacation down south somewhere. Could be, I want to say Florida, but I don't have proof of that. Where the people never come around. So definitely wanting to escape maybe family, friends that are in the small town they live in. But what's interesting is that it starts with, please God, let me out. So someone who wanted to escape their reality, essentially, and then stepped into that night. But I went and crossed that line. So there's something that happened on this vacation in Florida where they overspent money and they made some kind of decision or action that put them into darkness or in shadow mode, because it says stepped into that night. It doesn't say stepped into the night. It doesn't say step in the night. It says step into that night. So something that happened specifically on a night on vacation, but I went and crossed that line. So a boundary was crossed, and possibly with someone underage, because it says fake IDs in the trash. Okay. Now it says, and then I'm stuck in overdrive trying to make up for lost time. So again, possibly an older person who maybe they spent their life going to a prestigious college, didn't really have fun, or get the wilies out of them. They didn't get to experience that level of fun in the time they should have experienced it when they were young. Maybe they had to grow up fast. Maybe I don't know yet. But whatever it is, it caused them to be in some kind of midlife crisis, feeling like they needed to make up for lost time. Like maybe they were in a marriage or something that didn't work out. Maybe they spent most of their, youth in a marriage that ended up not working out. I don't know. Okay, but then the third and final song, and then we'll get to the reading, is a song. Oh, I'm sorry. The first song was Hippie Sabotage. I don't know if I said that. I mean, the second song. Then the third song is Trampoline by Shahed, S-H-A-E-D, Shahed, and Jaws remix. And it's, I've been having dreams of jumping on a trampoline, flipping in the air, never land, just float there. As I'm looking up, suddenly the sky erupts, Flames alight, the trees ignite, spread to fallen leaves. Now they're right upon me. Wait, if I'm on fire, how am I so deep in love? When I dream of dying, I never feel so loved. Trip and I fall, Trip and I fall in, splashing in the summer stream. Trip and I fall in, I wanted it to happen. My body turns to ice, crushing weight of paradise. Solid block of gold lying in the cold, I feel right at home. So I was like, what? So first of all, we have splashing in a summer stream, which coincides with our vacation and wanting to get out of a lonely town. So it was during the summer where I swear I think it's Florida. I don't know why I want to keep saying Florida, but I'm going to say it for the data. So this person splashing in a summer stream dreams of jumping on a trampoline, so dreams of having fun. So like I said, they're going through a midlife crisis. And when you're going through a midlife crisis, what that means is that you don't know what direction to go in from where you're at. Okay, it doesn't have to be. Usually, it happens during the middle of your life because you change so drastically from where you first started that by the time you get to your midlife, you have learned a lot of knowledge. You've gone through a lot of things, and you could possibly want a lot of change to happen. But it doesn't have to be a midlife crisis. You can really have one of those at any point of change, of a drastic change. Okay. So this apparently she was having dreams of jumping on a trampoline, of maybe being more, or having more fun, or being free, or something like that. Flipping in the air, never land, float there. So I think this person gets high. They may, I don't know, they may do some kind of stimulant, so they're always up. In the Crew song, it was blow, so she could have a gay problem. As I'm looking up, suddenly the sky erupts. So something happened. I'm telling you, something happened on a night. A night in summer on vacation, possibly in Florida, with underage people, where she crossed a line. She crossed some kind of line, and now she's stuck in overdrive, trying to make up for lost time. So some kind of mistake that she made. Because it says, flames alight the trees, spread to fallen leaves. Now they're right upon me. So some kind of fire. It could be metaphorical, of course. Some kind of fire. Maybe something happened in the woods that was a metaphorical fire. Why can't I say that? Forest fire. I could not say that for the life of me. Some kind of medical. I just said medical for some reason. I meant to say metaphorical. So something medical. Maybe it's pills she's on or something. I don't know. Oh, flames. Medical. Oh my gosh, I think she might have caught an STD. Now they're right upon me. Wait, if I'm on fire, how am I so deep in love? So it could go either way. It could be actually like an STD or an incurable STD that's like on fire that she got from someone underage when she lost her mind for a summer. Or it could be like an event or an action or a boundary that was crossed that metaphorically set her on fire. But how am I so deep in love? When I dream of dying, I never feel so loved. And when she sings this part of the song, it has so much emotion in it. It makes me cry when I hear it. She's like, if I'm on fire, how am I so deep in love? When I dream of dying, I never feel so loved. And then the beat drops, and it says, trip and I fall in, splashing in a summer stream. I wanted it to happen. My body turns to ice, crushing weight of paradise. Another reference to being on vacation in a summer, it's a hot summer. A solid block of gold lying in the cold, I feel right at home. I feel right at home lying in the cold. And then she said, I'm lying in the cold, but spread like fire. Wait, if I'm on fire. So, wait, if I'm on. So, I think that this person may have like some kind of. She might be a psychopath. Like, she might. And I'm not saying that in a mean way, because you can be born a psychopath. It's just an inability to process certain information. And when you have an inability for your brain to process information, it's usually, when you're a psychopath, it's usually emotional information. So what this is telling me is that she already had a compromised emotional stance, okay? When she went through this, when she started going through this emotional crisis. And so she started, what's that word when you're sabotaging? She was like doing low acts based on her inability to process emotional data properly, to feel to a certain extent, to have reasoning based on empathy and compassion, okay? She doesn't have that, because it says, I feel right at home lying in the cold. That says to me, hi honey, hi, thanks for being here. That says to me that she's used to feeling this way. This is how she operates. And then she was dealt with some kind of midlife crisis that set her into overdrive, and she's trying to make up for lost time, because she, in her psychopathic mind, she feels like if she doesn't do these things, then she's going to be missing out on something. She's going to have FOMO. Can you please tell me, husband, Mohit, share my feelings for me? No, I can't do that right now, honey. You can email me, though, if you want a reading. It's patiencewithspirit@gmail. So, this person makes bad decisions in this kind of energy because they're already a psychopath. You know, like, they already have signs of not having compassion. But I think they might have met somebody that kind of exacerbated this, and they felt like they wanted to show off for or impress in some way. And all it took was patience. So I don't know if patience refers to the. It's not me specifically, but I am a person who's named Patience. So what it makes me think is that they met somebody, they met a person. All it took was patience. That maybe this person who's not me but someone else introduced them to a lot of people, and they made friends, because it says got a lot of friends. So, okay, I got it. Got it. Thank you so much, Spirit, for giving us the messages. Where should we go to understand a little more what's going on? Oh, I don't know. It wants me to go to Sons and Lovers. Spirit wants me to go to Sons and Lovers, so let's see. Thank you so much, Spirit, for being here. Please give us the messages that you want us to know. Like a flash, her small white hand went out and smacked his face. He stared up glaring at her. Oh my gosh, he stared up glaring at her, and this says as I'm looking up, suddenly the sky erupts. Flames alight the trees, spread to fallen leaves. Now they're right upon me. And this says, like a flash, her small white hand went out and smacked his face, and he stared up, glaring at her. So she smacked somebody, or somebody smacked her. They stared at each other. Slowly the flush mounted her cheek. She dropped her eyes, then her head. He sat down sulkily. She went into the scullery to adjust her hair. In private, there she shed a few tears. She did not know what for. So she slapped him and she's crying. When she returned, she was pursed up close, but it was only a film over her fire. He, with ruffled hair, was sulking upon the sofa. She sat down opposite in the armchair, and neither spoke. The clock ticked in silence like blows. "You're a little cat beat," he said at length, half apologetically. "Well, you shouldn't be brazen," she replied. There was again a long silence. He wished to himself like a man much agitated but defiant. Suddenly she went across to him and kissed him. "Did it, poor thing," she mocked. He lifted his face, smiling curiously. "Kiss?" he invited her. "Dare I?" she asked. "Go on," he challenged her, his mouth lifted to her. Deliberately and with a peculiar quivering smile that seemed to overspread her whole body, she put her mouth on his. Immediately his arms folded around her. As soon as the long kiss was finished, she drew back her head from him, put her delicate fingers on his neck, through the open collar. Then she closed her eyes, giving herself up again in a kiss. She acted of her own free will. What she would do, she did, and she made nobody responsible. Paul felt life changing around him. The conditions of youth were gone. Now it was a home of grown-up people. Annie was a married woman. Arthur was following his own pleasure in a way unknown to his folk. For so long they had lived at home and gone out to pass their time, but now for Annie and Arthur, life lay outside their mother's house. They came home for holiday and for rest, so there was that strange half-empty feeling about the house, as if the birds had flown. Paul became more and more unsettled. Annie and Arthur had gone. He was restless to follow. So, why did she smack him? Liar. The cigarette trembled between his lips with laughter. Wait a second. Nuisance, she cried. Give me my comb. She was afraid that her hair, especially done for him, would come down. She stood with her hands to her head. He hid the comb between his knees. I don't have it, he said. The cigarette trembled between his lips with laughter as he spoke. Liar, she said. As true as I'm here. He laughed, showing his hands. It's true, look, here. You brazen imp, she exclaimed, rushing and scuffling for the comb, which he had under his knees. As she wrestled with him, pulling at his smooth, tight-covered knees, he laughed till he lay back on the sofa, shaking with laughter. The cigarette fell from his mouth, almost singeing his throat. Under his delicate tan, the blood flushed up, and he laughed till his blue eyes were blinded. His throat swollen almost to choking. Then he sat up. Beatrice was putting in her comb. That tickled me, Beat, he said thickly. Like a flash, her small white hand went out and smacked his face. So she was roughhousing with a family member? Oh, shit, damn. Oh, shit, damn. So I think Cheryl was having a midlife crisis and went to Florida on a whim for vacation or something, and possibly, I don't know if it's family, but I think it might be. Could have possibly met a family member there or met somebody there. Doesn't have to be family. And took some kind of, you know, when like, it feels like you know, maybe this person was attractive and she was kind of starved for attention, and she knew that this person is kind of like, I don't know, I want to say a flirt or something. It feels really inappropriate, and it's definitely something that feels like a taboo, like almost like I know that I shouldn't entertain this, but at the same time, I want attention from this person, so I'll do my hair and stuff, and I'll go wear my bikini, so they look at me. I don't think that this person really knew that they would cross this boundary, but apparently they did. And it started really innocently, just playing around, and there must have been some kind of energy between them, because, you know, she was like, he's like, you're a little pussycat, half apologetically, and she said, well, you shouldn't be so brazen. So I feel like she's older, because it's kind of immature behavior to steal a comb and then play like you're gonna keep it. And then she had to get it back from him because she was concerned about the way her hair looked. So it wasn't so much that she was playing with him, but she was concerned about her hair getting messed up, which is totally like an adult thing, like to think about. And so I think that he kind of liked when she smacked him and took control of him. I think he kind of liked that. There was a long silence. He whistled to himself like a man much agitated but defiant. I don't know if you've ever heard people like hum to themselves where like something awkward happened and they'll be like, sometimes I don't even think people realize they do it, but as somebody who has a higher perspective, when I recognize when someone feels awkward, they'll often do that as like some kind of weird reaction. And suddenly she went across to him and kissed him. I did it, you poor thing, she mocked. He lifted his face, smiling curiously, so he didn't expect that. Kiss, ? He invited her. Dare I? She asked. Go on, he challenged her, his mouth lifted to her. Deliberately, with a peculiar quivering smile that seemed to overspread her whole body, she put her mouth on his. So that's the line she crossed. It says right here in the song, it says, but I went and crossed that line, now I'm stuck in overdrive. And then it says, the second song was like, wait, if I'm on fire, how am I so deep in love? When I dream of dying, I never feel so loved. So this is the story of forbidden love. I think that these people are family members. And I think one is older than the other. So not only are they underage, but they're also your family. But they're in love with this person. I don't know if the other person is in love with them, but they're asking themselves, how am I so deep in love? When I dream of dying, I never feel so loved. So she's asking herself, how did this happen? Is this what love feels like? But she's also going through a midlife crisis, and she could possibly have a mental distortion of psychopathy, where she doesn't process emotions properly, probably from a wound. You can be born with psychopathy, but mostly, from what I understand, you develop it over time as a young child as a defense mechanism. But I'm not a doctor, so don't take my, that's just what Spirit told me. Oh. Yet home was for him beside his mother. So it doesn't have to be the mother, it could just be a mother figure. Could just be a mother figure that is older than him, that I think is a family member. It could, if you gotta put it where it fits. Oh my God, what are you thinking? Oh. But, no, it's never okay to do that. No matter what you're going through, no matter what midlife crisis you're going through, it's never okay to cross that line. And if you feel like you want to cross that line, I can guarantee you that that action will curse you. Yeah. God says no to families. He gave you plenty of other options. You don't have to go having sex with underage people in your family because you're going through a midlife crisis. Okay? All right. Let's see. So, what was the midlife crisis about? What is dead animals about? What is all this about? Please. Thank you, Spirit, for being with us. Please give us the messages you need us to know. Thank you so much. I love you. Thank you so much. So what's wrong with Cheryl? Why is she having... Tell us about a time you heard someone gossiping about you. So her midlife crisis may have started with some kind of rumors being spread around her. That's why maybe she wanted to get out of, please, God, let me out. I'm so sick of this lonely town. Let's take a drive down south. So she may have been trying to escape some rumors, or it doesn't say rumors, it says gossip. So maybe someone found out something about her. What did they find out? Who is higher maintenance? Who is higher maintenance? Maybe they're gossiping about her and her personality, that she's high maintenance, maybe, that she has, I don't know yet. Gossiping about who is higher maintenance. Oh, I don't know yet. Can you please elaborate on what they were gossiping about? Thank you so much, Spirit, for being here with us. Please give us the messages you want us to know. Is that, you want me to change cards? I'll do it a couple more times, okay? Oh, there we go. Oh, 3. All right. 3 is for me. Okay, so tell us about a time you heard someone gossiping about you, about who is higher maintenance. How did you spend your last day the last time you faked sick? So maybe this person's high maintenance because they're irresponsible. They don't, they're always faking sick or to get out of work, or maybe they're always taking shortcuts, something like that. But they have high expectations, high maintenance. What does everyone like that you can't stand, and why do you hate it? This person, what does everyone like that you can't stand, and why do you hate it? So this person can't stand someone, but everyone else likes them. Or I think it's a person. It feels like a person because it says who is higher maintenance, which would imply that there's 2 people. Who would you trust the least to give your home a makeover? So this person has people gossiping about them because they are hearing about a situation. Oh. Okay, so people were gossiping about this person because some kind of trust was broken about someone who, about them hating someone, and damn, someone, who would you trust? Oh, okay, let me just, who would you trust the least to give you a makeover? Oh my God, okay. So this person had to get out of town because they were jealous of somebody who they were gossiping about, saying that they were fake, that they wouldn't, they wouldn't trust them to give their house a makeover, or maybe give them a makeup makeover. They were basically gossiping about someone who, and saying that they're high maintenance. And they can't stand this person, but everybody likes this person. So maybe that's why they started fake news about them. But this person's irresponsible. They often call out of work sick, and they gossip about a person who they can't stand. I gotcha. So it's, see, another self-inflicted sabotage moment where they create. This is a person who has psychopathy. And I don't want to say psychopath because that's such a negative connotation. You really can't help when your emotional centers have been turned off because of emotional trauma, okay? So this person's not operating in a clear field. They're operating in a emotionless field. And so they're operating in, jealousy, envy, things like that. So something started in their hometown where they perceive someone to be fake and untrustworthy. If you got a tattoo today, what would it be? Oh shit. Okay. I'm just gonna say what I see. I don't know if it's true, but this could go two ways. If we think of it on a literal sense, I am getting that this person could have possibly got a matching tattoo of someone that they don't like. Like the person that they can't stand that everybody else likes may have tattoos. They may have copied a tattoo or got a similar tattoo to the person they don't like. And that is one source of the gossiping. Tell us about a time you heard someone gossiping about you. People are probably like, if she doesn't like her, why did she get a tattoo of her or something like that, Or it could go the other way, like a tattoo is permanent, so something that would permanently like scar her or stain her reputation, or something that people would be talking about for a long time that would be like permanent, like a tattoo, like she wouldn't be able to escape it. So maybe that's why she wanted to get out of town. Okay. Thank you so much, Spirit, for giving us the messages. It's my honor. I'm having so much fun. When was a time you went all out and treated yourself? And under who is higher maintenance? So this person's definitely high maintenance, and they're really bad with money. They're really irresponsible. Just like Crew Love, it said, blow 50K on a vacation just to see all my soldiers' faces. All it took was patience. And also, there are times I do it just to do it, like it's nothing. So this person, when was a time you went all out on and treated yourself? All the time. This person does nothing but, hello there. So this person does nothing but treat themselves, and they could possibly be high maintenance. So not only are they bad with money and irresponsible, but they also have a degree of entitlement, and they're definitely higher maintenance than whoever it is that they seem to have targeted as someone they can't stand. Can you tell me why they can't stand this person? What did the person do to them to make them feel this way? Thank you so much, Spirit. Story card. What story what story from your life comes to mind when you hear replacement? Stop it. This person doesn't like the other person because they replace them in some way. They replace them maybe in some relationship. Maybe in that the underage person in the family. Maybe they got a girlfriend or a boyfriend and all of a sudden felt cast aside. Wow, they got jealous. Started spreading rumors and gossiping about them. Wow. That is mental health right there. That is mental health. Have you ever had a friend who wished a relationship was more than it was but couldn't take a hint? Yeah, this person can't stand you, collective, because you ended up being with their family member who they got with when they were underage and secretly wanted a relationship with them, but the other person didn't want a relationship with them. It was just for fun. It wasn't meant to be forever. Who would knock someone over while Black Friday shopping? This person, because they have psychopathy. They're just imbalanced. They don't understand compassion or empathy because it wasn't displayed for them, and so they don't operate in that energy. They operate in a lower energy, so they're always trying to soothe themselves with shopping or people. They're a fake person. Yeah, they're definitely a fake person. They want to have an inappropriate relationship with someone in their family that they already crossed the line with, that doesn't want a relationship with them. That person got into a real relationship with someone who's not their family, and so they started gossip about them, saying that they're high maintenance, that they're fake, that they're lazy, they don't go to work, they fake sick all the time. What is everyone like that you can't stand, and why do you hate it? They can't stand your girlfriend or boyfriend and everybody else likes them except for this person because they wish they could have a relationship with them, but they can't because that's inappropriate. But this person suffers from psychopathy, so they don't have the proper processing centers of emotions to really take a step back and understand this from a higher perspective. It's really on a real basic level of need, of wants and needs. Thank you so much, Spirit, for being here with us. Thank you. Please continue giving us some messages we need to know. Who is the most ambitious person? Oh, wow. Okay. So the person that they have targeted as being as someone they don't like because they're with the person they want to be with is actually pretty ambitious. And that could be another reason why they've targeted them and decided not to like them. Just a little bit of jealousy. This person could be younger. They could have tattoos. They could, be attractive. So a lot of comparing and not really talking about their feelings to anybody. Just kind of like, it feels like a snowball effect. This person's mind will create like one thing, and then it will just snowball, and it'll just keep going and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. They don't have the ability to kind of like stop the snowball. They just like are in the snowball. Like once they're in the snowball, there's no getting out. That they're the snowball, and the snowball's coming for you. So they really felt threatened by this person's ambition, their looks. They were threatened by them. Yeah, they were threatened by them. They had they crossed the boundary, they crossed the line with a family member, possibly underage at the time. I don't know if they'd be underage now, but it was something that could have happened on a vacation that nobody knows about, like a secret. This person would knock someone over just to go Black Friday shopping. They're very competitive. They want to be the first. They want to be the one and only. It's very masculine energy to be that way. Life is not a competition. This person's just stuck on having something they can't have because of their psychopathy. What story from your life comes to mind when you hear rebound? Yes, the family member they slept with was probably going through some kind of heartache or breakup or something, and this person was just at the right place at the right time, and it was wrong for both of them to cross that line. But this person's older than the other person. This person is definitely mentally unstable, or not unstable, but mentally distorted. So they weren't able to stop themselves. Neither of them were. So both of them could possibly be imbalanced in some emotional way. Maybe at the time when this person was in rebound mode, it was the perfect thing they needed to kind of get over whatever it was they were going through. When was a time you went all out and treated yourself? This time because they found solace in a family member that was probably coddling them, making them feel good about their breakup, maybe pillow talking with them about, whatever happened between them. And this person took that as attention. They took it as attention, but that's not the kind of attention you want from somebody. That's called a trauma bond. When you trauma bond with somebody, it's not love. That is just an unhealthy way to connect with somebody. You don't want to connect with people through trauma. That shouldn't be the first thing you guys talk about. You can talk about that later if the connection and the vibration is still matching and you can be vulnerable with each other, but it shouldn't be the thing that connects you for the next further step. And you shouldn't be using people to dump all your trauma on, because there's people like this with psychopathy who aren't able to discern or differentiate the difference between advice, like friendly advice, and attention. This person's not able to differentiate. They consider all attention, even good or bad, good attention, okay? Because they have emotional wounds that they need to heal. What story from your life comes to mind when you hear the word commitment? Yes, this person. What story comes to mind when you hear what story from your life comes to mind when you hear replacement? How did you spend your day the last time you faked sick? So this person was trying to replace somebody that this person broke up with. And because of their delusions and their inability to differentiate right from wrong, they wanted a commitment from them. And so they may have played a role in their life even though they couldn't be the commitment they wanted to be. They could have possibly just dealt with that, and because they wanted this person so badly or something, or maybe this person led them on and breadcrumbed them and made them feel like they could be together. I don't know yet, but all I do know is that this person does have an inability to know certain moralistic values. What story from your life comes to mind when you hear indulge? I told you. They may have done this many times. This is the reason this person led their family member on, because they're on a rebound, basically. They let their family member on. They used this family member as some kind of pillow for their fall from a breakup, and they took advantage of them sexually, not as aid them. This person was willing, but they may have even made the first move, but because of their inability to stop it, and to enjoy the attention that this person was giving them, they were already in a place where they're having a midlife crisis. There's already gossip going around about them. I don't know exactly what they were going through. I want to say a divorce. I don't know why I want to keep saying a divorce, but they may have been going through a breakup themselves. Maybe they were the ones on the rebound. Maybe they were both on a rebound. I don't know. You got to put it where it fits. Describe the most awkward situation you've ever experienced. I cannot make it up. How about sleeping with your family member and then seeing them at the mall shopping with their girlfriend or something? Pretty awkward. Pretty awkward. Okay. So we got some backstory. Okay. What else? What else do we need to know about this? Let's do a fairy tale. Okay, Spirit, please let us know through the fairy tales more information of what you want us to know. Alexander Afanzev. Born in a small town in Russia, Alexander Afanzev studied law at Moscow University and worked in the state archives from 49 to 56. Okay. He began studying Slavic folklore inspired by the example of the Grimm brothers, collected and published stories. He initially planned to issue single editions of the stories with extensive commentary, but ended up producing a comprehensive anthology. And didn't we say, this says, light-skinned girls from Poland, so something about European descent or something. Spirit, that's a little hard for me. Can we try again? That I don't really understand that reference. I'm kind of missing that. Snow White, another reference to Snow White. This person must have looked at his girlfriend, her family member's girlfriend, like she was Snow White. This is weird. It says, how did you spend your day the last time you faked sick? And then I just looked at the poison apple. Oh my god. This person could have possibly tried to poison you or something, or the heroine may ingest a poison apple in her cinematic incarnation, but in Italy, she is just as likely to fall victim to a toxic comb. A toxic comb? A contaminated cake or a suffocating braid. A toxic comb. When we were reading the Sons and Lovers, he took her comb and she was like, no, I need it for my hair. I think she wanted to poison him. How did you spend your day the last time you faked sick? That's a weird connection. Something about a poison. Something was poisoned. Something was poisoned for Snow White. Disney's queen, who demands Snow White's heart from the huntsman who takes her into the woods, seems restrained by comparison with the Grimm's evil queen, who orders the huntsman to return with the girl's lungs and liver, both of which she plans to eat after boiling them in salt water? In Spain, the queen is even more bloodthirsty, asking for a bottle of blood stoppered with the girl's toe. In Italy, she instructs the huntsman to return with the girl's intestines and her blood-soaked shirt. Disney's film has made much of Snow White's coffin being made of glass, but in other words, another versions of the tale that did I skip a page? Oh, I did. The pages are stuck together. Maybe these people two were stuck together, binded together or something. Maybe she bound him to her. She may have bound him to her by poisoning his food. She would put poison in his food to bind him to her, so she wouldn't leave her. But in other versions of the tale, that coffin is made of gold, silver, or lead. And this says, solid block of gold lying in the cold. I feel right at home. And this says, is made of gold, silver, or lead. The coffin. Brain so poisoned. Harvard dropout. I think this person was poisoning this family member so they would stay with them or be bound to them and never want to be with anybody else. To view everyone else like they just belong in a I think this person poisons the person's food to keep them bound to them. And the evil queen was a witch. I think this person's putting some kind of spells or something in the food to bind them to her so they don't ever find anyone else attractive. I'm dead. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? While it is often displayed on a mountaintop, it can also be set adrift on a river, placed under a tree, hung from the rafters, or locked in a room with surrounded candles. And this says right here, now their flames alight the trees, spread to fallen leaves, now they're right upon me. Wait, if I'm on fire, how am I so deep in love? Some kind of like love spell or something to bind this person to them. So they always go back to them. And then in the beginning it says that the evil queen has the huntsman go and get the heart, the lungs, the toe, the pants, it's always like a constant, like, it's a classic narcissist move when you need someone to prove your love for them, right? I had a friend, Jen, she's not my friend anymore, but I remember telling her, like, that's unhealthy when you, it was like, this person needs to feel loved. So what will you do for me to prove your love for me? And then they'll give tasks that are so outrageous to prove the love that it's like literally like equivalent to getting intestines, maybe not literally, but just metaphorically, asking for a bottle of blood with the girl's toe, the huntsman returned with the girl's intestines and her blood-soaked shirt. So these are like really extreme tasks to prove his love to the queen, like prove that you don't want Snow White. Prove that you don't want Snow White, that I'm the only one. I need you to get this. I need you to do this to her. Because this person's jealous. This person doesn't want this person to leave them because they have an inappropriate relationship with them. Oh. I feel bad for her. Spirit, can we shed some light on what her wound is to make her act this way? Alright, let's see why she acts this way. What is the problem? Like, why is she like this? I'm gonna look in the Bible. Matthew, the second prediction of the passion, and a brother who sins. The parable of the lost sheep, Matthew 18. See that you do not despise one of these little ones, for I say to you that their angels in heaven always look upon the face of my heavenly Father. What is your opinion? If a man has 100 sheep and one of them goes astray, will he not leave the 99 in the hills and go in search of the stray? And if he finds it, amen, I say to you, he rejoices more over it than over the 99 that did not stray. In just the same way, it is not the will of your heavenly Father that one of these little ones be lost. A brother who sins. If your brother sins, go and tell him his fault between you and him alone. If he listens to you, you have won over your brother. If he does not listen, take one or two others along with you so that every fact may be established on the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses. If he refuses to listen to them, tell the church. If he refuses to listen even to the church, then treat him as you would a Gentile or a tax collector. Amen, I say to you, whatever you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven. Didn't I say this woman's binding this person to her by poisoning their food? Shall be bound in heaven, and whatever you lose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Again, amen, I say to you, if 2 of you agree on earth about anything for which they are to pray, it shall be granted to them by my heavenly Father. For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them. This person took advantage of them just going to say it for the data. I think that this woman would, I think she did poison his food and bind him to her through magic, just like an evil queen. But I also think that he didn't want to be with her, okay? This started when he was young, when he was impressionable and maybe didn't know any better, but she knew better. She was always the older one. And she may have possibly like date rape drugged him or something to get him in a place of more receptivity to her. So everything she does to him is against his will. It's not an agreement. It's not even, he doesn't even know it's happening. So she's like ruining every relationship he has because whatever spell she's putting on the food or binding him to her makes her look like the best, makes him want to choose her because of the magic and make everyone else look like trolls. Oh my gosh, so that's why solid block of gold lying in the cold. She wants this other person dead. That would make her feel right at home to see Snow White lying in a block of gold lying in the cold, dead, and my body turns to ice, the crushing weight of paradise. She wants Snow White out of the picture because she wants an inappropriate relationship with a family member that she started when they were young, and she hasn't been able to get over it since. And I've been having dreams of jumping on a trampoline, flipping in the air, Neverland, float there. This is an unhealthy attachment to something that she believes makes her feel love, but it doesn't, because it says, how am I so deep in love when I dream of dying? I never feel so loved. That just means that she's mistaking infatuation and obsession with love. And when she goes to sleep at night, that's when she feels true love, because that's when God comes to her and is like, what are you doing? But she doesn't compute that. She doesn't have there's something wrong with her synapses here. It doesn't connect. They light up separately. So she like feels compassion for pets, for maybe her children. But when it comes to love, there's some disconnection that's unhealthy. I don't know what it is. Spirit says it's not important. We don't need to air their business out over the airwaves. It's just more about the emotional disconnection and what it leads to. A distorted view of love. And this person's going through a midlife crisis because ever since that time where she crossed the line, she's been stuck in overdrive trying to make up for lost time, because she thinks that she loves this family member, but it's not love, it's obsession, because she doesn't feel love for herself because of whatever happened to her that distorted her view of herself. So that's what she needs to look at. Instead of worrying about who this person's with, this person should be able to go live a normal life, to go have relationships, no matter what mistakes they made in the past. But this person holds them back by binding them to her. So they view everyone else as trolls and view the evil queen as the number one stunner, So that is not okay. She could possibly even poison him with actual because I said medical earlier, or she is on some kind of medication or needs to be. Spirit, what's a suggestion for how we can heal this? This is completely, he has no idea that this person, don't eat this person's food. Whoever this is, whenever they make you something, I want to say meatloaf for some reason, whenever they make you food, do not eat it. It's full of, I don't know what do witches put in food to bind you? I don't know, period, blood spiders, I don't know. But whatever she's putting in there is making him distorted. It's ruining his life and his relationships. Level 2 present. What about you is easy to love? This is a question you can ask yourself to identify how you feel about yourself. I'll do it for me, okay? I'll show you how easy it is. What about you is easy to love? Okay, well, I think it's really easy to love that I'm so easygoing, that I'm non-judgmental, that anyone can come to me about anything and they know that I will not judge them and I'll listen to them. I'm a good listener, okay? That makes me easy to love, okay? Here's a reminder, level 2 present, a reminder. Self-care is most important when you have no time for it. Oh. Self-care is most important when you have no time for it. If you're someone who's constantly on the go, 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 and this happens all the time. When I worked at Sephora, I'd say, you've got to spend time for yourself. And the first thing that people say is, I don't have time for that. Well, you better make time, because if you keep going down this direction, I don't know what's going to happen to you. So, yes, don't eat any food that someone gives to you. That if there's a person in your life that doesn't make you feel good emotionally, you feel awkward around them, you feel uncomfortable around them, take that as signs that your body and your soul are trying to tell you that this person isn't for your highest good. Those are the kinds of things you want to listen to understand the energy of what this person's energy is. If you have a person in your life that makes you feel awkward or uncomfortable, or has crossed boundaries and continues to cross lines they shouldn't cross, then you can't be around them, and you shouldn't eat anything that they make you. I really wouldn't. So I'm going to end it on that. Self-care is most important when you have no time for it. Okay, see you next one. Bye, guys.